Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of Real Ball Talk. Hope everyone is blessed and well. What are you telling me, Jalil?
Yeah, all good, man. All good, man. You know, I've just saw a comment in the yeah. There we go. Yeah,
Shout out to Duncan.
We can't run away at the moment. But I hope you boys are blessed, man. Hope you boys are blessed.
Yeah, man, all good over here. Big up Duncan already. Yeah, man, we bottled the start time, that's for sure, man, no doubt. What are you telling me, Rash?
Yo, alhamdulillah, I'm happy to be here back on another episode of Real Ball Talk, the voice of the WhatsApp group. There's a lot to talk about, a lot to get into. A lot of people are talking. There's a lot of things that they want us to answer. So I'm ready to get into it today.
Yeah, man, 100%. Obviously, first thing. So obviously, Jeff is not able to join us today, people. But big up Jeff as always. He'll be on next time. And yeah, make sure you smash a like first thing, and obviously check us out on Instagram and TikTok. But yeah, man, let's get straight into it. Obviously, the main talking point of the weekend is effectively, although not mathematically yet, but basically mathematically, the end of Arsenal's Premier League title challenge, coming to an end with a 3-0 home defeat to Brighton. Jalil, what did you make of the game? Obviously, I think Brighton, we can all admit, played much better than Arsenal yesterday, especially second half. So what did you make of the game, obviously, before we get into the whole, like, more of a deep dive, which seems to have started since yesterday, about Arsenal and whether they were ever that good or whether it was just a purple patch phase. Yeah, talk to me about yesterday's game first.
Yeah, man. Yesterday's game was kind of nuts, if I'm honest. I had the liberty of missing the majority of it, so I missed the first half, and I thought, oh, okay, cool. I missed a maybe not a poor game, but not an exciting game as one should think, you know. And then, yeah, second half. I watched the second half, and that's when the beatdown happened. And there's no one really to blame, really, in regards to this, because I mean, it's never nice going to a home game, watching a home game on your phone, in the pub, at a game, wherever you are, your friend's house, whatever it is, man, and watching your team go down like that, man. It was disappointing. As much as I don't want to blame anyone, it was quite a poor performance from all over the gap, if I'm honest. And that's from defence to attacking. And I feel, I'll be honest, maybe yesterday is probably the first time Mikel probably ran out of ideas. Let's be real, because nothing really happened. The subs that happened didn't really happen. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, all in all, man, it was a poor game. Brighton was just more up for it, you know. We didn't look up for it. We didn't look at the team who are second in the Prem. We look like more of a team that's battling for top four, trying to win our games. And Brighton's done it to us before. And it seems we seem to have a lot of bad stuff happen to us at Brighton games. I remember the first time we didn't get top four, and Brighton was the Brighton game when they were laughing at us.
The Basuma one, the 1-1, yeah, the 1-1.
Yeah, so these things happen, man, and it's never nice, but you just got to pick yourself up, man. I don't believe in giving up and this whole bottle thing, especially in the stance that I was in regards to how the season started off and where we was and how we finished. You don't miss out on top four and go and challenge for a title, and that's what we did. And I didn't expect it. There was a time where we were, I think, 8 points clear was probably the predominant, and a couple of games in hand at one point. And you kind of saw after winning it as a whole, winning the league, and everyone was talking, and I think that's fair. I wasn't one of them. I probably was one of them close to the time. I was like, God, this is feeling good. You know, we're winning every game. We're winning games we're not supposed to. And then, you know, we go from there. But you got to look at the bigger picture, man. With a team like City in the last 5-6 years, competing against them is like having wolves and lions running after you. There's only so far you can run before they eat you. Do you know what I mean? So I'm obviously upset with the result, because regardless, as I said last time, I thought we lost the league at Liverpool. We should have carried on that's the games we should have won, and then obviously drawing at West Ham and Southampton, and then, you know, whatever happens from there happened from there. I'm not upset at all, man. I just know that next season is going to be better. I didn't expect us to do this well, but it does hurt a bit. But I do expect us to keep winning games, even if we're not going to win. So I don't really have that much more to say in the game.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair for sure, and well put. Big up Sahan in the building, my brother, saying whack one to the mandem. No talking reckless today. I know John proofreading everything I say. Now, hey, listen, proofread, bro. It's just censorship. You gotta be mindful of censorship. Whatever. Always speak your mind, bro. Hopefully, see our ball this Sunday as well. Disappointed to finish second, but perhaps since the Liverpool draw, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I know a few people that have said that if they went as far back as the Liverpool game, that's when they said it was actually over for them.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Big up my guy Lewis. Hope you're well, my brother. Saying I think Arsenal have overachieved on points given their squad, especially the bench. It's just peak as it's the hope that kills you. It's always the hope that kills you. That's the thing. Big up my brother Ted Addy. Hope you're good, my guy, man. Big up Ted Addy always saying we bottled it like crazy. You reckon it's a mad bottle job, Ted Addy? Oh, okay. Yeah, he answered the question straight away. Top tier bottling. Yeah, I don't know. I'd say Arsenal, because if you remember when we did our predictions with 11 games to go, none of us, okay, I think only me had us winning against Brighton. You two didn't put Arsenal to win. Now, you didn't put Arsenal to lose, but you both put a draw. So when you look at it, I think there's two things that happened here. At the time when we did it, we still weren't sure if City had clicked, which now we know since then they had. Because we had City finishing on around 90 points. Looks like they could finish on 94. And on the other hand, we had Arsenal finishing on like 91. And if you look at it now, Arsenal, if they win their last 2 games, they finish on 87. What's that 4-point gap? The differential, the draw at West Ham, the draw to Southampton. So that's where part of the differential comes in. So let me just look at this question quick. Let me ask the guys as well. Which hurts more, this or Gallas Said on the pitch? Definitely the Gallas one. That was unbelievable. That was mad. For me, it's the Gallas one.
This one not hurt that much, I'll be honest. This one not hurt that much. It doesn't hurt, but it hurts. Don't get me wrong, why am I lying? It hurts, but it doesn't hurt as much as that one, I agree.
Yeah, what do you think, Rush? This or the Gallas one?
The reason why I'd say the Gallas one is because I believe that we had a better team then, and we were more established as a team and as a unit. The expectancy of Arsenal was a lot higher back then. Do you know what I mean? Expected more from them. Mm-hmm. I didn't really expect as much from this Arsenal team as what we got this season. So, no, this one didn't hurt as much. And to be honest, the weekend, it didn't hurt. I was vexed because we lost. I don't like us losing at all. Do you know what I mean? But I didn't think we lost the season or the league on the weekend. Yeah, I felt like I think the Liverpool or the Southampton game. I'll say the Southampton game is where I was
that's the main one, bro.
Yeah, it was the Southampton game, you know, and that's when I was just like, City are playing sick. I can't see them dropping points against us. It's going to be hard. As long as it's mathematically still possible, I'm going to still have a little bit of hope there. But from that point on, I was like, this City's. Even though I was saying it all season, but that was kind of like confirmation for me still.
Yeah, I agree. For me, it was the Southampton one. Because, for me, it's to the point where I took that game so much for granted where, like, I think I was even out at that time. And then I'm getting messages saying Arsenal 2-0 down in 10 minutes. And I'm like, what? And that, for me, that was the game. Like, to draw at home to the bottom of the league.
The team that got relegated at the weekend.
The team that got relegated at the weekend. I don't know, man. I don't know. That was the one for me, man. That was the one for me. But yeah, so Rash, just anything else that you saw within the game. Let me just read out this comment quick. Big up Eljan. Big up my guy. I hope you're good. Saying, think that was Arsenal's game was trash. Saka was basically dancing on the pitch, and Ben White passed to the other team. The ref wasn't being fair.
Yeah, well, Issa, shout out to Issa and Leif, 9 and 7. They're big Arsenal fans. I know them personally, and Yeah, do you know what? I agree with some things that that was said there. Um, in the actual game, I feel like Brighton were better than us in every part of the pitch. They were up for it. It was clear that the thing that they were fighting for meant more to them than what we were fighting for on the day. Um, it was just really a lackluster, poor performance. I can actually say that was actually a poor performance from Arsenal.
Yeah.
We didn't really connect with each other when it came to our passing. The movement wasn't good. It's like we didn't know where the players was going to be. It was a big blow for Martinelli to get injured early in the game as well. It kind of, it's like it took the balance off of the team a lot. I thought it was Trossard's worst performance that I've actually seen him play altogether.
Yeah, for Arsenal, yeah.
Yeah, his touch was off. His passing was off. His ideas was off. It's like he had more to prove because he was playing up against Brighton more than anything, and it seemed more of an individual performance than a team performance for him. And yeah, I thought that was very poor. Saka again. I don't think Saka's had a good game for the last 10 games for me. I think
I agree.
either he's tired, he needs resting, he needs to be subbed, something like that. But he's not performing like the Saka that we know. And in that game, and in a lot of games, he's been quiet. He doesn't impact the game as much as we know him to. Odegaard, he didn't really connect with the rest of the team like he normally does as well. He wasn't really pulling the strings in midfield. He tried, but it wasn't his best performance as well. The defense didn't seem as firm as they normally are, especially working as a unit. Not too sure if the absence of Zinchenko for the first 60 minutes, which we're used to, played a big part in that. Tierney does what he does best, which is try to defend as best that he can. And at a lot of points, he was good, but it's just not enough what we need, especially with the new style of play that we're doing. Ben White, I think it was one of his worst games. He was getting burnt on the line every time. I'm at the screen saying he's going to take you line. He's going to take you to the bar line, and it's like, don't you do your research? We know what Mitoma's going to do.
No, the thing is, Ben White does not do his research. He's literally saying he doesn't watch football.
Exactly, and that's his problem. Like, I just was thinking, do you know what? This is not the Arsenal team that I'm known to watch. And to be honest, from the opening 15 minutes, I kind of knew it was going to go against us. I had hopes that we was going to put it back, but the whole game, I had a frown on my face. I was angry at the TV. I wasn't talking to no one in the room because I just felt like the energy was off with them boys at the weekend. And if before I thought it was over, the weekend's performance kind of put a nail in the coffin. Real poor performance from Arsenal, but a great performance from Brighton. And you know what? Brighton do this thing, and they do this thing on a lot of teams that are in the top six. Do you know what I'm trying to say? They've had a great season so far. They're still fighting for a European place. People talking about bottling it, but Newcastle and Manchester United better hope they get into the top four at the end of the season, because they will be the bottling team that we will be talking about if they don't. But yeah, poor performance from Arsenal. I wasn't happy with what I saw at all. Like Jalil said, Arteta seemed like he had run out of ideas in that game. But yeah, poor performance from Arsenal. But hey, that's what it is. We go again.
Yeah. Yep. Well said. Agreed. Ted Adi saying a lot of players didn't show up when it mattered. Kind of feel sorry for Arteta.
Same.
To be fair, that's on the coaching, not the player. I'm guessing he's talking about Ben White. That is true. The coaches would likely show him videos of Mitoma and his playing style. Well, they should anyway. And they swapped it. The other geezer talking about Enciso scored the first. He had a bit of fun. Then Mitoma came over. That is true. He started it off, and then when Mitoma got there, it just got even worse, which was mad. But I think, you know what, it's an interesting one when we look at like the whole season. Because obviously, if you look at the first 19 games, Arsenal picked up 50 points, which is an incredible amount. But now, if you look at the second half of the season, the second 19, they can get a maximum of 37, which is top 4 form. So then that's where I guess you ask the question: were Arsenal more of the second half of the season team or more of the first half of the season team? So I guess that's where some reflection needs to be done. And yesterday had me thinking, now that the title race is basically over, if we're being honest, hand on heart, how many players from the starting 11 are actually not good enough to be a starting 11 player for a Premier League team? And in my head, I had 4 minimum, could be 5. That's just in my
For a
head.
Premier League team or a Premier League winning team?
For a Premier League title winning team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I kind of wanted to save this kind of chat for when Jeff's here, because we do it at the end of every season. We have a keep or sell video, right? And we do it, and that goes off. Everybody gets involved. Yeah. Do you want to do that now? Is that what you're saying?
No, I wasn't saying who I'm keeping or selling. I was just gonna say who I thought was not good enough, not like to actually be a proper title winning team. That's what I was gonna say. I was just gonna give the 4 players that came to my head.
What did you base it off? Did you base it off the whole season or them as a player that you can see
the whole season, when I actually like try to objectively look back properly without all the emotions and stuff?
Say the 4 and let me and Rash challenge you.
So 1, Ramsdale.
Keep.
I'm still saying I don't think he's a good enough keeper to win the league. 2 and 2, and this one I got caught up in the hype, I can't lie. But since the Man United game in January, I can't lie. Anytime Ben White's actually played a decent left winger, he's getting cooked. So I'm not sure about him as actually a full-time right back for the whole season. Maybe he can alternate with Tomiyasu, and that can maybe do the job. I wouldn't put Ben White as like a top priority, because obviously that's not. I'd say more Ramsdale. I'm not sure. I've got to come back to this one. Gabriel, I'm not sure.
Which one? There's 3. Which one?
Both of them. Wait, who's the third one?
Jesus.
Yeah. I'm thinking of the centre back and Jesus. Who's the other one?
Martinelli.
Oh, Martinelli. No, he's calm.
So you see my thing. See, before you say your 4th one, see my thing. I think
you know what my 4th one already is. Doesn't need to be said.
Okay, so my thing on Jesus is I'm going to challenge Jesus now, because I was giving it the large, right? I was giving it a big I am in terms of he's getting numbers. Oh, but he's never got numbers for any club though. Look at him at City. He only scored a few goals, but he just scored bangers. He's like, nah. I was like, yeah, nah, I'm going to back him getting double figures. He did get double figures, but I expected a lot more. Do you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, that was just me. I just thought in terms of a proper title winning team, if I'm looking at it, I'm not sure about Ramsdale. I'm not sure about Gabriel. Obviously, Xhaka, we know about him, even though he's had a good season. And Gabriel Jesus, the more I watch him, the more I'm like, there's a reason we were all saying City didn't play with a striker for 2 years and you were there. So, yeah. And that's, I know that's harsh, but I just have to be honest. Like, if we actually want to, I don't know, man, the sign about Jesus, he's a good player, but I feel like I just feel like he's playing out of control at Arsenal. He's just everywhere all the time.
My son said something about Jesus, which shout out to Shaden.
Big up Shaden.
He said Jesus always has that look of concern on his face.
Yeah, always. Yeah, that is true. Like he wants to cry, bro.
All the time. And do you know what? Look, I agree with you in some. I agree with you with Xhaka, as much as the strides that he's taken this season. And do you know what? To be honest, his poor performance on the weekend showed how good he's been this season for Arsenal, actually. And when we have an average Xhaka or a Xhaka that isn't playing well, it's not good at all, But for a title-winning season, we do need someone who is better than him to play that role, to be coming into the box in the last moments to strike it in, and even to setting up the play. A lot of the time he gave the ball away at the weekend when we was in and around the edge of the box, when he needed to do the normal through balls that we needed to. That was quite simple, actually. He was losing it and we was getting counter-attacked, and he doesn't have the pace to get back the way that we need someone in his position to get back. Even though last week he saved us many times by getting back, which is the contrast. Okay, so
Yes.
it's kind of weird. We need someone who has that level of commitment at times, but is consistent. You know what I mean? But his technical ability just isn't where it needs to be for a title. Not for someone who's going to challenge City. Because look, let's be
This is
honest.
another thing. Yeah,
Manchester City, not only are they the best team in the country, they could be the best team in the world. Okay, they could be. All right,
I
and if
think
they
they
win the
are.
Champions League, they will prove that. All right,
Yeah,
so let's uh not put
downplay
things
them.
into perspective, yeah, and downgrade them
Mhm.
based on City. Do you know what I mean? Because City are better than any team in this country. However, what a lot of people are saying is next season a lot of teams are going to be back to their best. Will we be able to compete with them when they're back to their best? I rebuttal that conversation as well all the time because it's something that is said against Arsenal all the time. It was said last season that was your chance to break into top four. It's never going to happen now. And this season we challenged for the title and we got top four. Okay, so what they're basically trying to say is that whereas the other teams can improve, Arsenal can't, which I don't believe is the case, especially now that we've got Champions League. We've shown that we can have fight and we can actually challenge for the title with the team that we have this season, with the right players in the right positions. I think that we can do a good job. Um, Jesus as our number 9, I don't think he's got what it takes. I don't
Okay,
think
so
he's
you
got what
agree?
it
So
takes.
you agree with me?
Yeah, I
Okay,
agree with
cool.
you.
Yeah.
I believe that we're going to definitely need another number 9, and him and that number 9 can go back and forth, or maybe he can be the other alternative out wide to Saka because it's clear that he needs a break. Okay. Um, and in regards to Ramsdale, bit harsh.
Yeah.
Um,
Could be.
I think it's
Could
a bit
be.
harsh because I actually think he has a better shot stopping stat than Edison. Edison don't really take too,
Mm,
I don't think he takes too
true.
many shots.
True.
And look, when he does get a good shot on him, he gets beat. But City could win
That's
the
true.
title with him. So I reckon it's the people that's around the goalkeeper that's more important than the goalkeeper himself. And I think Ramsdale is actually up to the levels to be the goalkeeper at a a title winning side if he has the right defenders around him and defensive midfielders protecting him as well. Um, and Benny Blanco, gosh, what a poor performance this weekend. But I like him, and I think the summer can show that just over the summer he can improve. Do we need someone else there alongside him for the whole season? Yes, we do, because it seems like he's been blowing a lot of the times at the latter end of the season and a lot of the games towards the second half. So he looks tired. So I think we do need another person there, especially to keep him on his own. When Tommy came in, it's like he had something to prove and he upped his game. He needs that sort of pressure again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I say
Go on,
something
Judah.
on
Yeah, of
Ramsdale?
course.
Well,
Hmm.
yeah, I kind of agree with that. I was thinking, I was because as Rash was talking, and when you got um Ramsdale, I was thinking, there's been many times where someone might say in a game, oh, Arsenal shit, but he played well, or Arsenal shit, but he played well, and that he is Ramsdale majority of the time. He saved us a lot of times. I mean, there's some games we could have got battered, and if you look at the amount of saves he makes per game, he does tend to help us, which is quite half decent. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, Ramsdale, I'd 100% keep Ramsdale out of the ones you said. I think Gabriel, I agree with you fully on. As I said before, I agree with both of you 100%. Yeah, I think Ben White. I think Holding needs to leave the club. Unfortunately,
One hundred
Of
percent.
course. Of course.
but I think Ben White should be back up to Gabriel, and then you've got not Gabriel, Saliba, and then Gabriel and our new centre back. But you could have two more. Well, I think we need a world class centre back personally. If I'm being 100% honest with you boys, because I don't think you can go into Champions League with a team that we have. I think that'd be ridiculous to think if everybody was fit and we had our strongest 11. You'll be silly to think we're going to get out of group stages. Let's be real. We got to be real here. We can't. We need to upgrade our
Could
squad.
might scrape through the group stages. I think
I reckon. I reckon if Saliba was fit, I reckon there's just so much more control when he's on the pitch, and there's a lot more confidence as well. I think actually he's been one of the pinnacle players that we've been missing. I think since Saliba's left, well, since he's been injured, uh, it's gone upside down. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So if he can come back fit, I think it's a no-brainer that the back four will be kind of solid. But if he still has this issue and with the back problem, it's serious. It's painful. It ruins lives. It ruins your day. It ruins your mood. Do you know what I mean? And if that, it's one of those things that you can't really fix. You just have to hope that the muscle around you just does what it's supposed to do. So it's always going to be something to worry about. That's why we need to bring in another world-class centre back. I agree, Jalil.
Yeah, I think just going to Champions League, I fully agree with that. By the way, I think going to Champions League, I think we need additional 5 players, and I'm saying 6 players, and I'm saying 2 in each desirable position in terms of attacking, who can be versatile, midfield who can be versatile, and defensive who can be versatile. I'm saying getting a centre back who could play left back as well. Right back, getting a centre back who could play DM maybe. So that's my head overthinking and going overdrive because I'm a big thinking like that. But I just don't see us doing the business with the squad we've got now.
Yeah, no, Arsenal definitely need to make a good few signings. Obviously, they've been linked with a few names. One is obviously Caicedo, who played at right back yesterday. He was unbelievable at right back, to be honest. But it's even better in midfield. I hope Arsenal don't make the mistake of signing Declan Rice instead of him.
Look, if you sign Declan Rice, you better be signing Caicedo as well. That's what I'm saying.
Facts.
Yeah, I just feel Arsenal going to sign Declan Rice. I just feel there's just too much sound behind it. And I don't know, man. Caicedo's better than Declan Rice, man.
100.
Let's just be honest. And he's going to be less expensive than Declan Rice. So it doesn't make sense to me. But I do think Arsenal should, given they're back in Champions League, make a cheeky bid for Gundogan, given he's free. They won't, but
I don't think City are going to sell us any more of their players, to be honest.
No, I don't think so.
He's free, isn't it? He's a free agent.
Well, if he's a free agent and he can walk, Arteta could do his thing, but yeah.
I don't see it happening. I think if it was going to happen, it should have happened last year. We should have put in a 40 mil. 40 was it 40 or 30 when they were talking?
Yeah, 40 mil.
I think we should have done that last season and taken him. But, I think the reason why he wanted to leave is Pep was very honest with him. I'm not going to play you as much. And look at him. He played him the whole fucking season and he's been fantastic.
Yeah. Nah, Gundogan is special, though. Gundogan is a special player, man. Let me read out some of the comments. Big up Duncan saying that Arsenal team look very tired. All of them games with one team caught up with you. When Saka walked off halftime, he was even walking tired. Yeah. Ted Adi saying Jesus should stoop to midfield. Should go to midfield.
Like what? Like attacking midfielder or centre mid? What's it like? Where are we going at?
I'm wondering if he means he should stop dropping back to midfield so much. I have a feeling that's what he might mean.
Okay.
He said, Lewis said, to be fair, the second half of the season contains 2 losses against City. Adjusting that becomes 47 points first half for you. What is this? What is this? Okay. Hey, why you become an Arsenal apologist, Lewis? Say no more. I see what you're doing. You two got
beef with it.
Nah, not even me and Lewis, man. It's me and one of my other guys. We got beef. I know he's not going to tune in today. Ramsdale is the best English keeper in the Prem by a country mile. If Arsenal don't want him, United will take him. I mean, to be fair, United have De Gea, so I understand. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I understand.
He just won the Golden Glove, by the way.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yes, 16 clean sheets. Even though he has some awful performances and he looks tremendously dodgy all the time, you have to put respect on that boy's name.
You do,
regardless.
You do. Somehow, he's done it. Fair play to De Gea, man. With 3 games to go too, so that shows there was a big gap. Fair play, man.
Look, before have you got any more comments that you want to
just one more. Big up Wayne Tevez in the building saying Arsenal competed for the league with Saka as their star boy. That's an achievement on its own. What are you saying, Wayne Tevez? You're not a big fan of Saka? I know he's not. Wayne Tevez don't like Saka, man. Tevez don't like Saka. Sorry. Duncan saying Arsenal could lose out on Rice and Caicedo. West Ham, we won 100 million. Arsenal, how about 55 million? Can't be doing that when you have a lot of clubs looking at the same players. To be honest, bro, I'll be real. Anyone else can take Declan Rice.
I don't care.
Let them take him. Let them take Declan Rice. Caicedo though, go get Caicedo.
Jerry Maguire, show me the money.
Show me the money, man.
Show
Put
me
that
the
money on the
money.
table for Brighton. The Brighton manager basically admitted yesterday. They asked him, "You think you struggle to keep your players?" And he said, "I'm going to be honest. I think McAllister and Caicedo will go." So that already tells you an agreement is already there. Both of them two are bouncing. Just get the deal done. You know what I mean, get Caicedo in there. What's we were saying? Do you want Madrid to dunk on City? I despise City.
No, I don't. I want City to win. I think they deserve it.
I can't lie. I kind of want City to win still.
Yeah.
I want to see that treble, man. I need to. United fans need to stop talking about that treble from '99, bro. That Fugazi or however you pronounce the treble they got.
To be honest, no, I need City to win. I need them to win the Champions League so it doesn't hurt as bad.
But yeah, to be fair, you're right, Rash. Because narrative-wise, you're like, hey, we came second to the team that won the treble.
Yeah, and I need City to slap United over in the final as well.
Oh, they will do that. Don't worry.
Yeah,
don't worry. That will happen.
I just wanted to talk about the mood of Arsenal fans, to be honest.
Okay, yes,
yeah,
please.
Because I wanted to know you guys' thoughts on it, and whether you feel the same or what you have to say about comments like what I'm just about to play to you guys. So Jalil, before you bounce, and make sure that you get involved in this conversation. Let's go. Let's take it to where these guys are taking it. Here we go.
I love you, my bro, for the sake of Allah. But big man, you're ruining my football club. Arsenal ain't nowhere near where they need to be, bro. Like, this man has completely, like, I don't know, bro. It's just mad, bro. Like, he clearly is not good enough, bro. Like, why is everyone going on like he's the best thing since sliced bread? Bro, only reason we challenged him is because everyone else was going through their own difficulties, bro. Simple. He's not a genius. He's nothing, bro. You saw that when he come up against City. There's other managers who went to City and got points, bro. He doesn't. He never does. Home or away, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And, bro, we're going to be here in 10 years, bro. In 10 years, bro. Let that sink in. Yeah? Like, we did all of this playing once a week. Knocked out of all the cups because he said they weren't good enough. Yeah? Bro, if you finish second and get a trophy, that's a good season. You finish second and disregard all the cups, and then you throw away an 8-point lead. Bro, there has to be accountability. This ain't no Leicester City. This isn't no... Bro, Ten Hag, what he's done in his first season has put more pressure on this guy, bro. Like, and I can't see how none of the fans are saying, oh, do you know what? We're having our pants pulled down here, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's like, look what Ten Hag's done in one season, bro. Less money spent, yeah? And Man United were in a worse condition than Arsenal, yeah? This manager's been given more than enough time, more than enough money. The man has to go, bro. Like, simple as. You don't throw away 8-point lead. You don't throw away the Europa League. Get dashed out the FA Cup. Get dashed out the League Cup. And then when the pressure's on, same with the Europa League quarterfinals, the semi. Like, it's happened time and time again under this manager, bro. Like, this isn't an experiment, bro. It's Arsenal Football Club. Arsenal, bro. Arsenal, fam. Like, they're doing all of this positivity stuff, bro. It's crap, bro. Like, they're really they're trying to pull the wool over man's eyes, bro. I've seen it, bro. I see, like, even when we were top of the league, bro. Like, I was telling everyone, bro. I promise you, this man's gonna bottle it, bro. Yeah, kept winning. There was a lot of cracks, bro. Look what happened, bro. Every single fan, yeah, that wants the best for the football club. They knew deep down inside, this man was gonna bottle it, bro. Yeah, he puts himself before the club because so many fans have blown smoke up his ass, bro. He thinks he's bigger than he is. Yeah, he's not good enough for my club. Get him gone, bro. Bring in someone, yeah, that's a winner. I mean a winner, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's time for a change, bro.
Well, what do you guys have to say?
Sounds like me. No. Hey, let me let Jalil go because obviously he needs to go in a second. Damn. Big up my guy Hassan in the chat. Hey, good to see you, my guy Hassan, man. Hope you've been well, my bro. Saying big up, man. And yesterday we got smoked, but we came a long way. Is he an Arsenal fan? Yes, he is an Arsenal fan. So Jalil, bro, obviously, go on, man. Have your quick say, bro. Yeah, man. Arteta is basically his message.
Sorry, there's a bit of noise in the background, but
No worries, man.
I just don't like the talk about how everybody else was crap because that's BS. Because look at Newcastle, Brighton, all these teams doing the business and that. Look, I just found out today I just flipping Golden Glove. So United can't be that bad. But this is the kind of talk everyone had last season. I just say give him time, give everybody time, just give them time and understand that nothing's done in a day. Yes, we've done a lot of mistakes. There's been a lot of stuff that's happened this season. We've flopped a lot of different cuts. Europa hurt a bit, and obviously losing out to the Prem, obviously to City, it does hurt. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not disregarding him. I don't think this is a project. It's still a project. I don't think it's an experiment. I feel like he's done an experiment, and then he's brought in some half decent players. So, all in all, I think he's just one of those Arsenal fans that I like to argue with personally. You know, the negative. But everyone's entitled to their opinion, man. I understand where he's coming from. He just wants to see Arsenal do well, so I can't attack him in that aspect of things. But what I can say is, give the fella time. You know, I don't think he should be disregarded like that.
Yeah, I agree.
And to bounce though, but I'm gonna tune in, lads. Yeah.
Yes. Big up, my brother. Have a good football game, bro.
Cheers, bro. Appreciate it. Peace.
And wait. Before you go, shout out to Jalil, bruv, with the bodybuilding. Shout out to Jalil with the work. Yeah.
40 kg loss. Big up Jalil, man.
Big up
40
Jalil.
kg loss, man. I'm gonna do a program. It's gonna be out. You can buy it. No, I'm joking. Gonna make some money off my weight loss. No, I'm playing. But boys, love. Catch you lot soon. Take care.
Love, brother. Peace. Let me read out some of the comments. Big up Jalil, man, and then we'll get into that voice note from Rash's friend. We might need to start doing that more often. You know, getting people to send us their voice notes and we play them out. You know, can make that topic of discussion. So
it's an idea.
Yeah,
it's an idea.
It's a very good idea, man. I can't lie. Hassan saying everyone has been crap apart from City and Liverpool the last 5 seasons. You know what? I agree. I agree, and I think we've been kind of saying that you know the leagues generally has been quite poor standard. So I would agree that it wouldn't be fair to just say that this season, because the COVID season, for anyone that actually remembers it, was atrocious quality-wise, awful season. So yeah, it wouldn't be fair just to say that this season, obviously, because it's Arsenal that came second. But yeah, obviously narratives will be narratives. Big up Falak in the building. Big up Falak. Hello, gentlemen. How are we doing? John and Rash. Big up Falak every time. Big up Ed in the building saying, don't worry, lads, Arsenal still got this.
Yo, Ed, I've been waiting for you. Where you been? Where you been all season? I knew you'd show up now.
And Ed's been waiting for this thing. I can't lie. Falak saying, oh my God, Janil is going when I came back. Hey, that's just bad timing.
That's what you do to him, Falak. That's what you do to him.
You know what I mean? Ed saying, Arsenal's to lose so very much.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Damn. Hassan saying, Janil needs to take Fabio Vieira to the gym.
Oi.
Yeah, real talk. Halak saying, can't believe Arsenal are doing this. It's so boring to watch, man. Crap. Yeah, I mean, listen, it is what it is, unfortunately. But let me get back to your friend's voice now, Rash. Obviously, you know me, until this season, I was Arteta out for sure. I think he's done enough this season to prove that he deserves another chance because he's definitely overachieved. I don't care what anyone says, this team definitely overachieved. Whether you think they bottled it at the end or not, that's two things can be true. You can believe they bottled it and still overachieve at the same time. But I think Arteta deserves a chance to stay. But I do think next year could be and maybe should be a make or break for him, depending on how it goes. I think he needs to take the cup competition seriously because that definitely hurt him this year. Obviously, the whole bigger fish to fry thing that's been going around. But yeah, I wouldn't say Arteta, and that's coming from me. You know me, if I thought he should be gone, I'll say it straight away. But I do think he deserves a chance to have more top players. And then you see what you do. If it doesn't achieve, then yeah. The Ten Hag comparison is an interesting one. I disagree that Ten Hag inherited a bigger mess. The mess Arteta took on was bad. Very, very bad. So I'll disagree with that. And technically, if you're being pedantic, I mean, in his first season, Arteta, I guess, won an FA Cup. Ten Hag won a Carling Cup. If you're really being that petty,
And I think we should be that petty.
so yeah, I guess if you wanted to go like that, but I'd say yeah, overall, I think Arteta deserves one more season with some top players. Arsenal can't mess about in the transfer window. They need to get the right players. We would like that's exactly what we're talking about. Don't go for like a Declan Rice when you can get a Caicedo. In terms of the striker, I don't know about you, Rash. I'll be happy with Tony. I think he'd be quality. Gives us still the technical ability up front, but way more of a aerial presence too. And we know he can play with his feet. So I think Tony would be class, to be honest. So yeah, I think yeah, Arteta one more season, man. I think I get where he's coming from. Don't get me wrong. I totally get where your friend's coming from. But yeah. Ed's saying, man, I've been waiting for this for too long. I even pretended to be an Arsenal fan to make
Pretended. I saw so many Man United fans turn into Arsenal fans this season.
Yeah, it's yeah. I even saw Russ put up a post earlier on Instagram. He's been going ham. Yeah, big up Russ, man. Big up Russ. Or Jamie. As he's known by the public. Seriously, where do Arsenal go from here? Who do you guys look to sign? Need about 5 players. Let me just ask you very quickly, Rashia. Who would you go for?
Now, as you've mentioned, Tony, I think he'll be a sick fit up at Arsenal. I think Arsenal should go again for Vlahovic. He seems to want to leave. He hasn't had the best of seasons, but he's picked it up towards the latter end. I think that he could be a good signing if we could get someone along his caliber, or I'm not too sure about someone like Martinez, because I feel like he's a conditional player. There has to be certain conditions that has to be met in order for him to actually be a good player in a team.
Talk about Lautaro.
Yeah.
Too soon of Jesus, man.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. There's just too many things have to be in place in order for him to be a success, and I don't think that we have that. He would be more of a luxury, to be honest. I would love someone like Tony or Chiesa up in the team, but again, don't know if we can go for these caliber players, but you never know. Also, Caicedo, I think Caicedo is a must, to be honest. I think that's one of the ones that if there's anyone we should push for, this definitely should be him. I know that we need to, it's mad, but we need another left back. Zinchenko has showed the holes that he has always had. Towards the end of the season, it's just become more amplified and easier to see, because we've had to do a lot more defending, as a lot of teams have kind of found out Arsenal's attacking strategy. So we need someone who's more aware and more conscious of the space and the gaps which need to be filled into, and that he's leaving behind. He's been put on his ass too many times. Be it an accident, be it a slip, I don't care.
Yeah.
Stop sitting down. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, I reckon that those are the players that we could go for. I mean, I heard that we're going to be putting in another bid for the Brazilian cat who went to Barcelona. What was his name again? He used to be at Leeds. Rafinha. I heard that he's another one who's still on the list, but I'm still not sure about him. Something about people who are arrogant and don't want to play for Arsenal when we first come for them makes me not kind of want to lean towards them. And I feel the same for Vlahovic as well, before anyone says it's a contradiction. I actually feel the same. But I just think with the opportunity that we have to take him from Juve, I feel like if we can go through him, we should. But yeah, those are the players that I've kind of got in my head. And I mean, maybe we can get another good season out of Partey. Maybe we can get a good season out of Jorginho again. He did put in a good performances towards the end of the season when given a chance as well. To have him have them along with Caicedo and even a Declan. But I think there's other people who could be playing that Declan role much better than Declan as well. There's plenty in the midfield across Europe. So We just have to see how good Arsenal's scouting will be this season and how good their preseason will be as well, and how Arteta can get them prepped up for what's to come. We're going to be back in for 4 cups. 4 cups, 3 cups,
Yeah,
four,
4.
3 cups, 4, isn't it?
Yeah,
Four
4.
cup, 4 cups next season, and we just have to make sure that we've got a bench that's big enough, and the tactical ability as well, and what's been taught on the training field to be applied into onto the pitch like it was for the first half of the season. I mean, look, Arsenal blew a lot of teams away, and they blew a lot of people's minds at the beginning part of the season. Everyone's actually happy to see Arsenal fail because of how good they were performing. Man United fans didn't want to see Arsenal achieve because they saw how much ground they had covered over just in the space of one season. You know, they saw how far they had come, and just like Tottenham fans as well, it was hard to take, and I understand why. You know, but I think in regards to the voice note and stuff that was sent over, we have to just remember what Arteta did inherit, the type of club that Arsenal were, the fans that we had, you know, the atmosphere at the Emirates right now compared to what it was before he came, the mindset of Arsenal, the expectancy to win. I used to hate weekends. I didn't want to talk to nobody, bruv. Yeah, because I knew what was coming next week. You know what I mean? I didn't want to have that conversation. I mean, Arsenal fan TV made a fortune off of it. You know, so to see where we've come, to be happy to watch the Arsenal game, to actually believe that we can win games, you know, even against the big teams. That's a feeling that I haven't had for my club for a very long time. I've just been a silent fan for a long time, and I even let people know that Palace was my second team. And I said that with my
Yeah.
chest because of how
Chess.
poor Arsenal was, you know. So look, I'm not Arteta out. Okay, I have said the whole time he's been at Arsenal is I don't know if he's the right man for the job. I think it might be too big of a job for him. But this season, he's proved that he's up for the challenge. You know, he's up for the challenge. Whether he'll be up for the challenge and compete for the cups as well at the same time, that's a different thing. But if the scenario that was thrown to me by the same friend, which was if Arsenal are knocked out of all cups next season, and let's just say maybe even still in the group stages of the Champions League, but are seventh in the league, is that when we're going to be saying, yo, Arteta out? Look, these are all
Yes.
hypotheticals, but very strong possibility. But I would say, yes, this is when not Arteta out, but I feel like you've had enough time to establish yourself. And if you have a season where you almost overachieved, but then came fifth, and then a season where you did overachieve and got back into the Champions League to then go back to the mediocre that you was beforehand, then to me, the 3 seasons, which it would have been 3 seasons of mediocreness, would have been more of a label than the other outstanding seasons than when you impressed us.
Yes.
So that's how I'm going to look at it. If Arsenal are back to shitty old Arsenal again, then yeah, I'm with you guys. But let the man do his thing. He's proven every single one of us wrong. He even proved himself wrong. He was aiming for top 4. He's second. All right, he's second in the league when everyone else said that we was going to finish seventh, and fifth was lucky for us because we bottled it and so forth like that. So I'm Arsenal through and through, regardless. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So let's see what the boys can do. Hopefully, with this cash injection from going into the Champions League, with the reputation of challenging for the title this season as well, hopefully we can draw in those big names and make a big impact on the Premier League and the Champions League. Who knows? Let's see what we can do.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. And I think it's a case of, next season, obviously, you have to reevaluate your targets. And like you said, if next season will be like Arteta's Brendan Rodgers season at Liverpool after he challenged for the league, where Liverpool just went back to being horrible. I know they lost Suarez, but still, you don't go from second to like seventh or wherever they did. So if Arteta does that if Arsenal do that next season, 100% sack him. If they finish outside the top 4, generally I'd say sack him. But I think let's see how the season goes. Let's see who signs who. Obviously, I know a lot of people think that everyone else will magically improve, but not everybody improves at the same time. Some teams that you think might get better next year might have another year of being mediocre. Like Spurs, let's be honest, I don't think Spurs ain't coming back next year. You can write them off. Newcastle, let's see what type of signings they make. We don't know if Eddie Howe knows how to make the right signings to compete in Champions League and then balance that out. If they even make it, because that's not confirmed yet.
Exactly.
So let's wait and see before we throw out these definites.
Do you know what? That was that, and those are some good points there. There's a lot of teams that I don't feel are going to be able to make the change so soon. Spurs definitely one of them. Kane's gone this season. He's gone.
Hope so, for his sake.
He's gone, yeah. And losing a big shooter like Kane and saying that you're going to probably get a Tony, I don't think Tony's going to go to your club.
Nah, Tony would be mad to go Spurs.
Look at Richarlison. Look at Richarlison, for instance. Do you know what I'm trying to say? He's got 1 goal this season, and it meant nothing. It actually meant nothing.
Nothing at all.
Yeah. And Liverpool, I still think there's a lot that they need. I still think there's a lot, and I think Klopp has the ability to turn it around. But to be as competitive as they have been, I think there's a lot of work to be done still there. To think that Poch is going to come in and walk into Chelsea, and all of a sudden Chelsea are going to be the elite team that we know they should be with all the players that they bought, a billion pound squad. That's now what, like, I don't know where they are. I don't even care where they are. I just know they're nowhere near
12th.
12th, nowhere of importance. That's where they are. Yeah,
nowhere of importance. No,
Poch can get you clicking over, let's say, a preseason in order to compete for a title or even a top 4 spot. And to think that they will be able to do better than an Arsenal that's got a team that has gelled together, they have grown together, they've improved together. And with the extras that they're going to be adding towards the squad is only going to help them improve. To think that Arsenal are going to be totally out of the races just because of that, I don't think so. Newcastle, they've done good. I said, and a lot of us said at the beginning of the season, they're going to be ones to watch. They look good towards the back end of last season. And Eddie Howe at a club that's got a little bit of money and some players, he can do wonders. He didn't splash out on the cash on crazy players, but he also did it with players that he can manage their egos. Them may be making Champions League. They may be enticed to buy some big names. And if they buy those big names, can he manage those egos? Would he be able to handle it and get them to play his style of football? I don't know, because Newcastle are WrestleMania at the moment. Yeah, them men just want to fight. All right. Now, when you add luxury players to teams like that, it doesn't really work too tough because those luxury players ain't going to put in those sort of performance. They're not going to fight like that. They're not going to throw elbows. They're not going to pick up man and throw them off of the top rope. They're not going to be doing these things. Yeah. So whether they're going to be able to improve the way that everyone thinks they may, I don't know. And Manchester United, you have to remember, they've been a team over the last 7 years that's had quality players added to their squad. And okay, they've finished second under Ollie, but everyone knows, no one knows what happened there. Everyone knows, nobody knows what happened. It just happened, okay? But them as a squad, gelling together as a good team, looking at them every week and thinking that they are going to win, that's still not an expectancy with Man United fans. They don't look at their team and see this weekend, this is in the bag. I know they don't. You know what I'm trying to say? No. So even they have still a lot to, a long way to go. So the only thing we can say is, let's see, okay? But don't write off the Arsenal, because Arsenal, they're coming back. Do you know what I mean? And they've proved what they can do with a bunch of young boys, with an inexperienced manager. I mean, look, this is Arteta's 4th season ever. Yeah, and everyone's forgetting that. He's a new boy to the game as well. Yeah, and he's learning on the job. And so far, he's doing well. He's doing well. So let's just see.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I agree. Big up Lewis saying, I'm a Liverpool fan. This got defeated in our 13-14 season. I pray for you. It isn't Ricky Lambert's season coming your way. Exactly. It all depends on who Arsenal sign. Obviously, I'm sure they won't sign someone of Ricky Lambert's quality. Not even offense to Ricky Lambert. It's not like he was a terrible footballer. He was actually decent at Southampton. But yeah, obviously at Liverpool, him and Balotelli with a strike force at 1 second, and that just sounds comical. And it was comical, although not as bad as Weghorst as Man United.
Shout out the horse.
He is something else. But it's mad actually. Yeah, just quickly touching on Southampton actually, just by way of chance, relegated.
Mm-hmm.
Relegation confirmed. It's mad. A few years ago, they had Mane, they had Tadic, Graziano Pelle, Wanyama, Schneiderlin, Van Dijk, Font. They had Luke Shaw at one stage, and now they're in the Championship.
They've been a great feeder club.
They have.
And I think their biggest mistake was getting rid of their manager after taking them off of ground 0 to, I think he got them up to the 18th position. And that was when they was just kind of finding their feet and getting some points. And they fired him. I think it was a Hasselhotel. Yeah. And they've put in someone who didn't work, and they got rid of him, and they've put in their assistant coach to take over the rest of the season. And this is what you get. We say this to every team who does this, to the Watfords of this world, to everyone who does this kind of thing, who doesn't appreciate what they've got and look past the man that's in front of them that's trying to do bits. This is what you get, and you deserve every bit of relegation that you got. Do you know what I mean? So sayonara. I'll see you later, man. Hopefully you boys get back together. Hopefully we can get Lavia from you guys and the likes of.
That again, him. I'm glad you mentioned him. Actually, yeah, I'll take him.
100.
I'll take him as a backup to Partey.
Yeah, why not?
Great option. Yeah. You can get him for 30 mil as well. Yeah, yeah, that's a great one. Thanks, Southampton. Hopefully. Well, yeah, no, it's interesting. Like you said, man, Hasenhuttl was doing a bad job this season, but he got them back up to 18th. And you look at Southampton's spending, hasn't been great, man. And you know what I mean? I look at teams like them and Palace, and I'm like, if you continuously underspend, it's gonna, like, you're playing with fire, man. Like, you're playing with fire. And obviously Palace, they've stayed up safe because obviously they've got more than enough quality. Eze, another guy who I don't know, I wouldn't mind Eze at Arsenal. I think Eze is the truth. I can't lie.
I think it's top. But it's true that you should mention Palace because, to be honest, when you don't invest heavily in a club, you can't rely on Black Boy Magic forever. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Seriously. Because obviously, Crystal Palace is Mandem FC. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
look, you're going to have to really put up some dough. Otherwise, every season, you're going to have highs and your lows are going to be extreme. And then you're going to have to do a lot to claw back the gaps that you've lost. For those, look, I mean, Vieira, 11 games he didn't win a game for, and I like Vieira. Do you know what I mean? But this shows what a lack of investment does. Do you know what I mean? And it's going to be the same thing every season until they decide to take things seriously with that club.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, people should have said smash the likes. Lewis asking Maddison, not for Arsenal. I think he's a really good player. Don't get me wrong, but.
There was a time. There was a time. Yeah, there was a time when I would say, yeah, quality Maddison, I wouldn't mind him. But I feel with the strides that we've taken, yeah, I see him somewhere else.
Yeah, I see him somewhere else. Again, hopefully for his sake, not Spurs. Because I feel like that club can jinx anyone. Could he go to United?
Possibly.
I could maybe see him at Newcastle, Newcastle.
Yeah, I could. But with their style of play, he's going to get hurt often. I know he will. You know what I mean? He's a bit of a softie when it comes to challenges. So who knows? But Maddison's a quality player.
Yeah, he's quality for sure. And obviously, just touching on quickly on Man City, obviously 3-0 victors at Everton, very convincing. Gundogan 2 goals, 2 top goals, and Haaland 36 Premier League goal of the season.
Boy's a machine, man.
Yeah, I mean,
toward the doubters, man. Toward the doubters, yeah. He just made you eat every single word you spoke, man. That boy is a machine. But
now, Rash, let me just, sorry to interrupt you there. People would actually say, and I know I've heard this from people that football, some of my guys on WhatsApp group, they will actually say that me and you are 2 of the doubters, that me and you are 2 of the haters. Because when we did our top 10 on the 23 list, neither of us 2 had Haaland in our top 5 for under 23. So were we being haters? I don't know. I don't feel like we were, but What do you think?
Look, I don't think I was being a hater because I think he's a top quality player, and I said like, look, wisdom is putting things in their proper place at the proper time. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And I said if we was doing strikers, top forwards in the world, top attackers in the world, he'd be in there, one or two. Yeah, he'll be there. But the players that we was going through under 23s, which was overall abilities to me, was their overall ability. I feel if he was on the pitch with those guys or even a training session with those guys, yeah, the only place where he would excel is finishing. His
Yeah.
touch isn't good. Yeah, his
No.
passing isn't good. His movement is good only if it goes one way. Do you understand? He's only just now kind of being brought into being a real team
Yeah.
player, coming back,
Mhm.
grabbing the ball, holding up, laying it off, and then making runs or running in so another player can run behind him. That's things that he's learned under Pep recently. He wasn't even doing that in the first half of the season. So
No, it wasn't.
I'm not gonna say I'm a hater. I just feel like I put him in the perfect bracket that he deserves to be in. If you want to compare him against any of the forwards in the whole of Europe, in the whole of the world, let's have that conversation, and I'll put him where he deserves to be. But we was talking about under 23 and people who are under 23 and overall their playability, their full
Yeah, full Arsenal, the repertoire.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're full Arsenal.
Mm.
Do you understand?
Mm.
And I don't think he beats everyone on this. But do you know what? After this season's performance, he may have crept into the top 10. He may have crept into the top 10. And that's not me being a hater. I love the guy. I think he's sick. He's a machine. I'd love him at Arsenal. But it is what it is, man. I'm an honest guy.
Yeah, that's the thing. And the thing is, like, we see what we see, and we can't lie to ourselves. If we feel something, that's how we feel. And um, for me, like the last week's game between Madrid and Man City was a perfect example. When that game ended for me, I just thought, how can anyone think that Haaland is better than Vinicius Jr.? Like, I just don't understand. Like, you watch the game, how can you think that? I understand what the stats say. Don't get me wrong. Haaland is a monster in terms of getting goals, and he's gotten better recently with his hold-up play for sure, much better. But I just look at Vinicius and I'm like, he helps the team in so many more ways than Haaland
Too
does.
many. Too many
You know what I
ways.
mean? And I get Haaland scores more, but I don't know. That for me, that is always a debate. I'm going to struggle to. I don't think I'll ever go towards that side because if you actually watch the game, I just don't see how. Yeah, I don't know,
Yeah,
man.
and even if you look at it, even in the terms of being a big game player, okay, when your team's not doing good, yeah, when you need someone to actually
Yeah,
take it and say, look, follow my pace, he's
follow
not
my
there
lead.
yet. Yeah, he's not there yet.
No, no.
He's not there yet. And speaking of Madrid, um, a lot of people was discussing the Jude Bellingham move
Mm.
to Madrid as well.
Mhm.
And how that favors. Would it be a good move for him, and would it not be? I, for one, I said it wouldn't be because they've got a great player in Camavinga playing left back. Yeah, they got, and I understand people saying, okay, I was even one saying, okay, legacy, do it for your money. Do you know what I mean? Do it for your family and stuff like that. But what was pointed out to me in that same conversation was he's still a young guy. He's going to want to play football. He's going to want first team football. And when you're performing at such an elite level already, you can't be riding the bench. And you can't be playing right back or centre back or left back when you're a centre midfielder. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So just for the sake of him getting the game time and the publicity that he deserves, I don't think it will be a right move. They've got Cruz, they've got Modric, and even though those men are getting on, and we've been saying them men have been getting on for the last 5 years, and every year
Yeah,
they still look stronger and stronger. I don't know what it is.
yeah.
Yeah, they're
Mhm.
injecting themselves with melanin or something like that. But them
Yeah,
boys are, it's like they're getting younger with
that
age.
man are crazy, bro.
You know what I'm trying to say? So I'm just not too sure that that will be the right move to him. Plus, I and a lot of other people had said we'd love to see Jude play in England, man. That'd be great.
Yeah. You know what? I'm totally with you, man. I just think the Premier League would have been perfect for Jude, given his strengths as a player are more on the athletic side in terms of he's more of a final third player, great at making the runs into the box, good finisher, good decision making in the final third. But obviously, being at Madrid, it's more about being technical, composed on the ball. There's going to be a lot of pressure on him because of the price tag. You know what I mean? Last time Madrid paid this much money on a player, let me just make sure I'm right, it was Hazard. So they're going to have that in the back of their minds. They
That's
don't
right.
want to see that same nonsense twice. So they'll be on his neck. And like you said, it's competition for places. Chouameni's there.
He's there, yeah.
Camavinga wants to play midfield. Valverde's there.
Yep.
Like, someone's going to have to ride bench. And if not, you're going to have to get used to being rotated regularly.
Exactly.
So I commend them for making the move because obviously it takes balls to go to Madrid that young. As an English player, we haven't seen it really. So fair play to him for that. I'm just not sure. The perfect club for me would have been Liverpool. I think they suit Bellingham down to a T as a player. But definitely, I think the Premier League would have been better for him. But let's wait and see. Let's wait and see because we know what Madrid are like. If they're not happy with you within 3 months, bro, they'll just sign someone else to replace you, and then they'll force you out. They're forced out Robin out of that club. They're forced out Schneider out of that club. And Nistelrooy out of that club. Even their own legend Raul out of that club. Di Maria's been bounced. Ozil's been bounced when they needed it. Bro, better players than Jude Bellingham have been told to bounce from Real Madrid.
And do you know what as well? As someone who I was having this conversation with, I won't mention their names, but they also mentioned to me that English players don't really fare well. They don't get treated the way that they deserve when they go to Madrid. You know, the Beckhams, the Owens, the Steve McManamans that no one even remembers even played for Real Madrid.
Yeah,
You know,
Stephen Bannerman. Yeah.
you feel me?
Classic player, yeah.
Gareth Bale,
Yeah,
probably one of their
Bale.
best players that they've brought in years to Madrid, and a big game player, impact player, who's still like won them Champions League finals. One probably the best goal I've seen in a Champions League final of all
Probably.
time as well. And look how he got treated. So Spain, all right, let's narrow it down. Madrid have a reputation of not really dealing with the English boys, British boys, to boys from the United Kingdom too well. I just don't think he'll get the love that he deserves. Um, like Spain as well, they still got issues, man. They still got issues, especially with the race thing and all that stuff still going on over there. Being a young player, a young black player over there, man, it must be hard as it is. And some players can handle it because they've had it in their in their countries to a high degree anyway. Do you know what I mean? But England, where it's so multicultural, where there's so much acceptance, do you know what I mean? And everyone's kind of mixed with everyone. It's a big melting pot over here. To then go from there to go to Germany to being loved because of your ability, and Germany have a real love for footballers. Do you know what I
Yeah, they
mean?
do.
Who are about their game, so they will appreciate that. But then to go
Yeah.
to Spain, it doesn't matter if you're a
Yeah.
good football player or not. You're gonna get this banana thrown at you. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
You're gonna get this abuse. We don't care how
Yeah.
good you are. Don't care how much money you're doing. Don't even care how much goals you're scoring. You're getting abused. I
Yeah.
just don't want to see the young boy go through that. I don't want to see anyone go through that, but I don't want to see the young boys as well go through it more than
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Obviously, we've seen what the treatment that Vinicius Jr. gets. So obviously, Jude Bellingham is just frankly honest. He's at risk of that too. I'm sure he'll be aware of that. But yeah, let's just wait and see how that one goes. But it'll be interesting to even see Jude Bellingham in the Madrid kid. Is going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good one to follow, man. So big
Yeah.
up to Jude Bellingham.
Shout
for
out,
that.
Jude.
Big up DJ in the building. Hope you're good, brother. Saying back again to take City to week 35. We done well. Come on, you Gunners. You know what, DJ? This puts it into perspective because I still remember the first week when you did it. You said week 1, let's go. And we were all here saying, I wonder how long this is going to last, thinking it was going to go to like week 8, week 9. And for it to go to week 35, that does give a little bit of the context of it went further than a lot of people thought. We go again in the summer. I'll be back with deluded enthusiasm in August. Hey, you were almost right this year, bro. You were almost right.
Do you know what, DJ? I'll ride with you next season. I'll ride with you.
100%, man, 100%. But listen, let's wrap things up, obviously, in the way that we do. Obviously, let's do I think we changed it recently, because obviously sometimes we got confused. We changed it from man and fraud of the weekend to superstar and fraud of the weekend, to make it a bit easier. So, Rash, I'll let you go first, brother. Who is your superstar and who is your fraud of the weekend?
Oh, I will give the superstar. Jeez, that's a big title.
Big title.
But you know what? This is a guy who gets overlooked a lot. He's done really well this season. People don't really rate him to the levels that I do, but I think he's really done well. He's bagged 17 goals already this season. Mine's going for Callum Wilson. I think he's done fantastic at Newcastle. Well done again. He's bagged 2 goals, even though Newcastle couldn't hold it. He done very well. And shout out to him. And what was the other guy? Fraud of the weekend?
Fraud of the weekend, yeah, that instant change, yeah.
I don't know if it's much of a fraud, man, but I say shout out to Southampton, because you know what? You did it to yourselves.
Yeah, you know what? I actually agree with it. I like the way you didn't even say they're frauds. It's just like, just shout out to you for getting relegated, because, yeah, I agree, man. That's actually, they're not even frauds. You just got relegated, man. We don't even need to give you the title of frauds, because you just got relegated, bro. Like, so it's peak. So hold that.
You know when you can see a man doing something at detriment to himself, but he doesn't care? It is what it is, bruv. It is what it is. When it happens to you, it's happened to you, innit?
You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta hold that L in the face. You know what I'm saying? That's Southampton, man. But yeah, in terms of, so I agree with you there in terms of Southampton. In terms of my superstar of the weekend, you know what? I'll give it to 2 people. I'll give one to De Zerbi at Brighton, the manager. Unbelievable job since he took over from Potter. And then the other one, who I think hasn't really been spoken about, is Emery. You know, he's got Aston Villa to 6th place.
Shout out to Good Evening.
Shout out to Good Evening. And they'll probably finish ahead of Spurs now, which is when you consider that he took over just after the international break when they were 18th or 17th for Gerrard, and they are now 6th place or joined 6th. Yeah, that says it all, man. So big up to Emery.
Big up to Emery.
Big up, man. Big up to Emery, man. But yeah, listen, people, we're going to wrap it up here, man. It's been a great show. I can't lie. Lots of engagement today, man. Lots of great topics. I think we're going to start doing this on a regular where, just like Rash's friend, anyone who wants to share a voice note with us, they can do that. We can play it out, discuss it as a topic. If there's a way over time, we can do that over one synchronized system where lots of voice notes come into one place, and then we just pick out each time the one that we think is most relevant. Then we'll do that. But for now, for the time being, we'll probably just use our own circle of friends and just see how that goes. But for sure, that went well today. So yeah, man, make sure you smash the like. Like I said, follow us on TikTok, subscribe to RBT on YouTube, follow us on Instagram. I don't know, Rash, whether you have any final words. You always like to give us some final words before the end.
Man, I didn't really have nothing prepared or anything like that, but my whole thing is just to keep the peace, man. Look, there's so much going on in the world, and we kind of let small things get the better of us sometimes. We blow things out of proportions. We look at our lives and we think, you know what, this isn't really going according to plan, and we might get bogged down in the bullshit. But just remember, if you want to really put a good perspective on your life, things ain't going too well, look to someone who's not doing as good as you and be grateful. And if you feel like you're doing fantastic and you're overachieving, look at people who's doing better than you and keep striving. That's what I got to say.
Yeah, to be fair, given you didn't prepare for it, damn, that's not prepared. But hey, listen, people, listen to those words, man. Gratitude is the word of the day, and never settle, try and always be better. If you do those 2 things, you'll go far in life, that's for sure. So yeah, man, big up Rash, big up Jalil, big up Jeff, big up everyone who's tuned in today. We'll be back later this week. Big up the RBT family always. We out. Peace.
Salam.